Hey everybody, and welcome back to Concept Journey. I'm André Pelais, and this is episode 12. So, as usual, I'm trying to bring something a little bit different this week, and I'm gonna show you how I did the 3D model that I'm using as a base for my Paintover of the dropship that we started last week. You can see that I'm just showing an overview of the process, because my computer cannot handle the Fusion 360 program and the recording software at the same time, but I hope you still can get something useful about it. I just formed the overall shape of the object, and the rest of it I do in Photoshop, which is my most comfortable environment. The thoughts that I was having during the process was that even though I had a nice idea from the thumbnail that we did last week, I needed to make it more believable and also making a few things work. Like as an example, the way that the engines turn around over the wings of the dropship. Also, I wanted to bring a lot of realism to the cargo itself and the cockpit of the airplane, as they would be the main focus of my image. This is something that I think everybody should think when they're doing images, is that they have to have a point of focus over the image, otherwise they will detail everything at the same level, and one area of the image would compete with another in terms of how much detail there is. Anyway, as you can see, I did a rough overpainting of the image, just adding a few things that I really want to have. It's very rough at this point, and during the rest of the video I just refine some of the details. The way that I do these overpaintings is very similar to 3D modeling, since I'm working with values instead of line work. It's very easy to add shapes and forms to the object if you simply think about those three basic values: the shadow one, the midtone, and the highlights. The ship on this video has a little bit of blue color on the highlight, simply because that's the reflection of the sky on the top surfaces of the object. So even though the environment is very simple in this image, you can see that it affects the focus of the painting itself. So I have to always keep in mind that my highlights and my top surfaces will have a little bit of blue hint, and also the reflected light on the top of the building is also going to reflect a lot of that color as well. And even though I'm working with a basically grayscale right now, later on when I add some color to this ship, I'll have to keep that in mind as well, because that blue color will blend with my main color that I will use on the object. Something that I want you to notice is that I have a certain workflow that I like to use, which is I do a pass over everything, making it rough. Then I refine the form of the object or whatever it is that I'm painting, and after that I do the contour lines or the part lines that divide the ship, which adds to the realism of the whole piece. And after that I do my value work with local value or maybe some graphic design on the object. This workflow allows me to work with everything step by step, not confusing myself with maybe trying to work at everything at the same time, and also keep the realism of the image there, because if I wanted to work with color, with value, and with graphic design at the same time, I would probably confuse myself and start to putting the wrong values on the wrong parts of the ship. As an example, in this image, I almost never use the black color, because it's a daylight scene. It would be very hard to have some darker darks on even on the ambient occlusion parts, and the overall image, it's very light. But if I work it with everything at the same time, I would probably try to to push the values down a little bit, just because I'm not that used to work with them at the same time. Also, that helps to work with color, because what most people don't think about when they see color is that the color itself has its own value range. So if I wanted to paint everything in color already, it would be very hard for me to work the values right and the color at the same time, since I would have to have a mentality for each color and work those values with that mentality in mind. So I rather take step by step and ease the process for myself. After all, adding color in Photoshop is very easy, and once you know how the value structure for each color works, you can do that as a very simple step. And then that also gives the possibility of changing colors if your client or whatever it is that you are working for asks you for a color variation. You can do 3 or 4 colors within 10 minutes if you leave a layer alone only for that. Unfortunately, I could not finish the ship for this video. I wanted to finish the ship for this video and then do the environment next week. And I'm almost done with the ship, but due to some personal issues, I could not finish it completely. I'm gonna leave it at the local value stage. You will see that by the end of the video. But I hope that even with that simple process, you could see how I take the 3D object and the 3D render directly into Photoshop and start my Paintover. So that's gonna be it for today. I hope you liked the video, and if you do, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to see more in the future. Also, don't forget to share this video if you find it useful. Any comments, suggestions or tips, please leave them on the comment section below, and remember to follow my social media for more of my work. I hope to see you next week, and thank you for watching!